document Prabha, the document அண்ணே क्वेश्चंस இல்ல மேல பேசுறது அப்படியே இங்கிலீஷ்ல தொகுத்து 5 மினிட்ஸ் சொல்லிடுறோம். ஃபேன் வேணா ஆஃப் பண்ணிக்கங்க. அப்ப இன்ன மேல தரமா இருக்குங்க. கொஞ்சம் நீங்க கீழ எப்படி சார் கீழ அண்ணே எப்படி உட்கார். Super, fantastic. Super. Dear press friends, today in the BJP Tamil Nadu headquarters in Chennai, our leaders, our cadres, we all have released a segment called DMK Files Part 1. So what we intend to do through this series of parts is the next 1 year or so, we want to bring out how the so-called rulers, so-called MLAs, so-called ministers, so-called chief ministers who have ruled Tamil Nadu for a long time, how their wealth has exponentially grown over this point of time. And some person have about 50,000 crores, somebody 4,000 crores. So today, the 1,31,000 crores that we released belongs to the top 11, 12 important DMK, the first family circle, the first family and the circle. And in the coming days, we will be releasing part 2 also, which will consist of the Binami assets. So today, out of the 1,31,000 crore, we have disclosed only the direct assets, their shareholding pattern in a company, or the properties that they directly own, including their valuation. So we haven't gone beyond it. So in our website, we are disclosing the valuation methodology, the calculation that we took, and the money based on which how we arrived. But what is more concerning is the 3 questions that we have asked to DMK today. The question number 1, how DMK is becoming part of a larger money laundering business worldwide. In our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri M.K. Stalin ji visited Dubai recently. The Nobel Group, Nobel Steel specifically, they signed a 1,000 crore investment which will come into Tamil Nadu. But what they have conveniently hidden is Udayanidhi Stalin, who is CM's son, was a director of that company in 2009, which he resigned later. And Anbil Mahesh Poyamali, who is our education minister, was also a director of Nobel Group, a part of it called Nobel Bricks in 2016, which he resigned subsequently. So this is a point of big concern to us, how the chief minister's son and the first family relative Anbil Mahesh Poyamali both are directors of a company which they resigned subsequently, and that company suspiciously in Dubai talks about 1,000 crore investment coming back into our state. This is our question number 1. We have raised this allegation last time also. Now we are raising it very particularly, very specifically, that CM has to answer. Second, the CM's son-in-law Sabrishan ji's connection to companies in UK. And we all know Westpac as a company, Westpac Bank, was flagged in 2019 by the Australian financial regulator because they were involved in money laundering business in African countries like Mozambique and Kenya. This Westbank took over St. George's Bank in 2008. And the St. George's Bank London branch is located in an address called 790 Uxbridge Road, Hayes, Middlesex, England, in which one Srinivas Venkatesh is a director of the St. George Bank, which is taken over by a Westpac Bank, which is involved in money laundering. And this Srinivas Venkatesh also happens to be the business partner of Sabrishan Vedamurthy in 2 companies called Spacedel UK and Voice Tech System Limited. Both the companies have exactly the same address as St. George Bank. Both the companies' address is also 790 Uxbridge Road, Hayes, Middlesex, England. So money laundering, suspicious companies, where CM's son-in-law himself is directly involved in UK. So we have raised this as the second question to the Honorable Chief Minister and to the members of DMK to give clarification, to tell our people how exactly this is happening. The third one is with respect to the Udayanidhi Stalin ji. The Red Giant Movies company is worth about 2010 crore now, based on the movies they have made and the profits and the revenues they have shown. In 2008, when this company was started, Udayanidhi Stalin did not have any source of income, nor was he a skilled person. He was not involved in any other known businesses, which has proven his business ability. When DMK was in power in 2006 to 11, 2008, after this Red Jain movie started, he produced movies for 3 years worth about 300 crore. And now it has grown up to 2010 crore. So we said, how is it possible? Without money going in, without shell companies, how is Red Jain movies controlling Tamil Nadu industry today? That is a third question we have kept to the Honorable Chief Minister and the members of DMK. And we have also made a direct allegation on the Honorable Chief Minister through MK Stalin that he is a beneficiary of a corruption scam that happened in 2010, just before the assembly elections were declared in 2011. The Chennai Phase 1 Metro project is a 14,600 crore project. It's a special initiative which was under the direct control of the Chief Minister, which the Deputy Chief Minister then through MK Stalin was overlooking. And this project report was submitted in 2007. The cabinet approved this in November 2007. And after this, the funding mechanism JICA, which is the government agency from Japan, it agreed to fund 59% cost of the project. Central government contributed 15% as equity and 5% being the subordinate debt. So out of 79%, JICA, equity and subordinate debt, remaining 21%, the state government of Tamil Nadu funded. So tender was called on 14/5/2010. 28/9/2009, a pre-qualification tender was issued in which 4 parties qualified the pre-qualification tender. The 4 parties are Alstom Transport, Bemel, which is the Indian company, Bombardier Consortium, Cap Spain. The 3 international companies, 1 Indian company is qualified in the pre-qualification tender process. Then they participated in the tender. The EXIM policy was notified by Government of India on 5/5/2010. Very interesting in this EXIM policy is, the Government of India very categorically states the customs duty should not be added for finding out the best qualified person in the tender. Very clearly they have said the customs duty should not be added, but still the CMRL released an addendum and giving the project as a deemed export project also. They chose to add, after the tender was called, before the tender was closed, they chose to add custom duty to the tender process, because of which what happened, the company number 1, which was the Cap Spain, which was the lowest bidder at 1,417 crore. Alstom was the second lowest bidder at 1,439 crore. Because of this addition of excise duty, the cap from first it became second, from 1,417 crore it became 1,496 crore. Alstom from second, 1,439 crore, it became first, which is 1,471 crore. Of course, we'll give you the document. So here if you see how the simple addition of customs duty has pushed Alstom from second to 1. When objections were raised after the closure of tender, then the customs duty was promptly it was refunded back to Alstom because it was the qualified company, and they chose to go as per the central government of India process. So one tweaking they made by addition of custom duty, thereby they changed the priority of companies. Our allegation through our sources is, for the election that happened in 2011, the DMK party and the Deputy Chief Minister then through MK Stalin, he accepted 200 crore bribe from this Alstom through its 2 technical consultants based out of Singapore and Hong Kong, the company called Indo-European Ventures Private Limited in Singapore, and a company called Global King Technology Limited in Hong Kong. They chose to launder the money, get the money into Tamil Nadu and give the money to the DMK for their election fund. Later, Alstom was charged in America for bribing governments across the world for pushing their product. Accordingly, Alstom was fined by the American financial regulators, both by the US and UK combined regulators, for a sum of USD $772 million. That's a fine they made. So we will be writing to the CBI, and I'll be the complainant also raising this issue. And CBI has to promptly get into it, get the documents, get into the shell companies, and make sure that why was the tender qualification changed. This is a direct allegation we have made on the Honorable Chief Minister today. Though it is about 13 years old, but it is very important that after it has come to our attention, we are bringing it to the public domain. And not only that, and we are very clear as a party that we want to reflect the true vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, a clean government, a clean party which takes up issues that matters to the public. That is why coming June 1st, second week, once our leaders finalize the BJP units Nadai Payanam, in English Padayatra, our leaders and cadres would walk across Tamil Nadu, taking up the issue of corruption, talking about Prime Minister Modi ji, his Gujarat model, how he is against corruption, how Tamil Nadu can change for the better. And for that, we have invited the common people also to join our Nadaipayanam and make it a grand success, because it is not a party-oriented Nadaipayanam, it's a people-oriented Nadaipayanam, Padayatra. So that also we have spoken today. And this part 1 files is not ending today. It will continuously keep happening. And the part 2 will focus more on the Binami assets. Because the new ministers who have come to DMK, they're very clever. They are not like old ministers who have directly invested in asset. They have a lot of Binami holdings and property. That is the new style of DMK post 2010. And we would like to disclose that also in the public forum, along with the properties, the photographs and everything. Because the whole idea of trying to do this is we want to tell the Tamil people corruption matters. And none of us should take corruption for granted. And none of us should say that every party is corrupt. What is the logic of some party talking about anti-corruption? Let us vote for some party here. That will not hold water now, because a lot of money is going down the drain. A lot of shell companies are paying money. The common man is suffering. And also we have spoken about the Dravidian model of development, how DMK as a party is trying to fool the Tamil people. Coimbatore and Chennai are cities created by the British to grow their empire and for their export market. And Chennai, which was the original Fort St. George, and the Britishers came and brought this land when they made the white city and the black city for the natives and the Europeans. From there, the city grew as a manufacturing powerhouse. Now, a party which came to power in 1967, which talks about Dravidian model of development, we challenge the DMK to show the model of development that is happening beyond Chennai and Coimbatore. The southern Tamil Nadu still has got problems, no development is happening. Central Tamil Nadu is agriculture dependent, no manufacturing or agriculture allied industry is there. So this is also an important talking point which we'll be taking up during our Padayatra. And also I've told the press on behalf of BJP Tamil Nadu, we'll be taking up the questions after a week. Once they examine the documents, once they have the opportunity to go talk to DMK, show them these papers, let them come back with replies, let them say I was not a property, this is not my property, I don't own it. Then we'll be willing to take this on and answer questions also. And we promise you that we will reflect the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision here truly. Whatever words and letters he's talking, that will be in spirit in BJP Tamil Nadu, because we believe corruption is the single biggest problem for our Tamil society. And if we take it up and Tamil people respond to us, then BJP Tamil Nadu is the only party that is available today which can give a clean government. I thank the press for the patience, but I promise you I'll take your questions after this. Till you have the opportunity to go talk and come. Oh, and normally we are not going one-sided. So the moment we talk about scam, we talk about corruption, it is only natural that we talk about every single party that has stayed in power with taxpayers' money. That is only fair and neutral. And in this case, we are not against any party. We are not panga with this party, that party. We have leaders in DMK whom we respect, whom we see outside, a certain segment of leaders. Of course, in other parties also, we respect leaders. But once you take up the corruption angle, it is only fair that you present the facts before the Tamil Makkal of every single political party that has come to power and people's money. So that also will be taking up in the coming months. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.